Good morning and welcome to Juice and Java, Syracuse University's only morning talk show. I'm Jackie Prager.
And I'm Marisa Palmer.
And I'm Caroline Strange. And we're finally into March now, so March Madness is coming up. Do you think you're going to follow it very closely since Syracuse won't be in it?
I don't think so. I mean, Syracuse is the only reason why I would follow it. So now that they're not in postseason, it's just depressing, I feel.
I'm a die-hard 'Cuse fan, and not for having a team to follow that's my own that I can cheer for is kind of sad, but I think I'll still follow it once it gets to the Final Four, but just not really anything in between.
Right.
I think I'll have to follow it because my boyfriend is an avid sports fan. So UConn's probably his next favorite now.
Well, maybe we should all just root for them.
Probably. But don't tell people about that because that would be devastating.
And then St. Patrick's Day is finally after spring break. It's been during spring break before. Are you doing anything for St. Patrick's Day?
I typically don't do St. Patrick's Day things, but I know around Syracuse there were a lot of events going on. Maybe I'll just paint my face green. Is that weird?
The St. Patrick's Day run.
Yeah, the St. Patrick's Day run. And Shamrock Shakes are here to stay for about the month of February. I mean, March. March. So that's always good, a nice minty surprise.
I'm so excited. I'm just going to throw on a green shirt and call it a day. Maybe I'll get a shake just to celebrate. It's okay. No.
And also in March, the Billy Joel concert is coming up. Are you guys Billy Joel fans?
I actually get a lot of flack for not knowing Billy Joel songs. A bunch of my friends are like, how do you not know Billy Joel? And I just don't know Billy Joel.
I'm a huge Billy Joel fan, but I didn't get tickets. But I hear they're still on sale, so maybe I'll look into that. But I mean, it's just the Dome, and he's such a great singer.
I know, and he's been here multiple times before, so I'm sure there's a lot of people around here that are super excited about it.
He's got the record for the most number of appearances in the Dome now. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's really impressive.
Syracuse likes him.
And then it's been so cold. February broke the record for the number of days below zero and never made it above freezing. So
I think since 1901, I read, this has been the coldest February on record, which is so sad. It makes me not want to stay in Syracuse after I graduate. I want to go someplace warm.
Someplace warm.
Yeah.
Over spring break, are you going anywhere?
I'm not. I'm staying right here in Syracuse. But after I graduate, hopefully I can go someplace warm, like New Jersey. New Jersey's warmer.
I'm just hoping it's warm when I go home. But one of our Juice and Java reporters, Lindsay Woods, went around campus to ask students how they stay warm when it's this cold out.
With this month shaping up to be the coldest February on record, we asked students how they're dealing with the cold weather.
I wear this lovely jacket. Honestly, Syracuse is really cold this winter, and this North Face has been keeping me warm.
Usually, I mean, sometimes it's helpful if I have a lot of work and then it makes me stay in.
I try and stay indoors mostly. I bought some new boots and a new jacket to kind of brace the cold.
So I usually try to layer up, nice thick sweaters and maybe a nice t-shirt underneath, or scarves and jackets are really great, but honestly, cuddling is the best thing to stay warm in this weather.
I think layering is key. Layering is key.
Lots of coffee and Netflix.
Layering up. I was one of those people who didn't think I would need a winter jacket, so when I got here, it was awful. So I put a sweatshirt, then another sweatshirt, and then a jacket and a vest over it. So I have 9 different shirts on, but you have to do what you have to do, right?
Well, actually, I'm going skiing this weekend. I'm going tomorrow with my brother, so I'm excited about that. I like the cold. Yeah. Oh yeah, I like the cold. I'm used to it.
Not go outside, mostly. Spend a lot of time inside, eat a lot.
Well, I was actually going to go somewhere this weekend, and I'm it's too cold. I was going to go to a lacrosse game in Philadelphia, and it was I'm not going to drive down there and sit in the cold. I'm just going to stay here and go to a restaurant and sit in the warmth.
Yeah, that whole running outside thing that I like to do doesn't happen anymore. And getting myself to go to the gym is awful, and by the time I get there I'm just too cold to work out. So
if I had an expert tip to stay warm, just invest in a heavy jacket, and if you're walking, definitely get a face mask or something to block the wind. I mean, it's not so much the cold, it's more of the wind chill that you got to worry about.
It's cold here more than half the year, so you have no choice but to deal with it. Wear a good jacket, it's going to be hot inside.
Welcome back. I'm here now with Laina Pisano, the Assistant Director of PR for Zip Magazine. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
So first, can you tell me a little bit about what exactly Zipped Magazine is?
So it's a fashion magazine on campus, and it's Syracuse's only exclusively fashion magazine.
And what kind of things do you guys talk about? All types of fashion or?
Yeah, all types of fashion. One thing we've been definitely doing this year is featuring fashion abroad with students that are abroad. We communicate with them and they send us pictures of the street style there. So it's really exciting to see fashion not only in Syracuse but in different countries.
That's great. And then what do you do as PR director?
So one of the big things we do is plan the launch party. We just try to get the word out there about Zipped, and we're also trying to create the Instagram as something that all Syracuse students just look at just for fashion inspiration in general, not just specifically for Zipped. And then one other thing we do is just plan promotional events around campus. We actually have one coming up this Tuesday from 5 to 7 at Wilhelmina, and you can get 20% off any item. So it's a little spring break event.
That's great. So. And then speaking of spring break, do you have any good trends or ideas of what people should look for when they go to their spring break getaways?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting since it's been so cold here. Now we have to switch into warm weather. But definitely this new trend that people wear here in the cold actually is these mirrored sunglasses that are very colorful. I would say definitely a lot of color this season, especially with triangle bathing suits. I think we'll see a lot of those on spring break, and they're very colorful and out there. Rompers, flowy shorts, some 90s and 70s trends, what I'm seeing, lots of colors and patterns and things like that.
What would you think is the best place to go for when you're looking to buy all these new fashion?
I would say Victoria's Secret, and Victoria's Secret Pink has a lot of fun bathing suits, especially for our age, and they also offer a variety of sizes, whereas sometimes you just get small, medium, large. You can get sizes that are more specific and everything.
And since it is still so cold here, but it is springtime, thankfully, what can we do to bring, those spring trends and bright colors back to Syracuse, but still stay kind of warm?
So I would meet somewhere in the middle and go with more muted color tones when you come back to Syracuse, and it's still a little chilly, and it's not exactly freezing, but it's not tropical either. So definitely layer it up, short sleeve shirts, cute flowy tops with cardigans, lighter colored jeans to kind of get in the spring mindset. This new athleisure trend with sneakers that are worn as fashion statements. So New Balance, Nike, colorful sneakers, I think that those will be good because when it's raining and if you don't want to wear rain boots every day because they're so heavy, those will bring some spring trends to the cold.
What would be your favorite spring item?
I'm definitely, I love rompers, and then also this season there's two-piece sets, a crop top and matching shorts, and I think it's just a very cute little, it kind of channels the 50s a little bit, but it's definitely one of my favorite trends this season.
Very cute. Well, it sounds like people have a lot of options to wear, and so what is a way that we can follow Zip Magazine?
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at ZippedMag. And then come to our event on Tuesday, and we can see if we could get you involved if you're interested.
Great. Well, thanks so much for coming in. I'm really looking forward to seeing all these new spring fashions.
Thank you.
And now stay tuned because we have 2 Juice and Java reporters coming in to talk about dining weeks. If you thought it was over, think again.
Welcome back to Juice and Java, and I'm here with our very own Eliza Lennon. Thank you for coming on today.
Of course. We are here to talk about Restaurant Week, which actually just ended their 2-week downtown event. And a lot of restaurants had some really great deals for their meals the past 2 weeks.
Which is crazy because it's been so cold here in Syracuse, and it's surprising people are still coming down, but they are. There's been record-breaking numbers.
This year was the best year Restaurant Week has seen, actually. There was a record-breaking number of restaurants even participating, which is cool. There were 27 restaurants this year.
There's 4 new restaurants, right?
Yes. Modern Malt, which we talked about in a previous episode. It was amazing.
Their poutine is very good. Yeah.
Biblos Bar and Grill, and Maxwell's, which isn't right in Armory Square, but close to the downtown area.
And also Funkin' Waffles.
Yes,
which is
with the new downtown area also.
They already have their establishment here, right on campus, but this is their new one.
With a full bar, so it makes it a little more nightlife friendly down there.
Yeah, I was very excited. When we went downtown, I feel like it was very, there were a lot of people there.
Definitely.
Even though the temperatures were well below freezing.
Yes, I think the creator of this Restaurant Week said that that's why they plan it for the middle of February, because it kind of gets people out of their kitchen and out of their own home to actually come downtown.
It's like a law. Like, you don't want to leave.
It's incentive.
Because these are the great deals. They're around like $25 for the most part for 3 courses, an appetizer, a main entree, and then sometimes a dessert.
Yes, or sometimes they have like a soup and salad in there to mix it up a little bit.
Very nice. And then some other restaurants are doing a $20 deal where it's the same entrees, but then they're at a lot cheaper prices. So like Indian Tenori, I believe, has that deal, and a few other restaurants too.
Yeah, definitely. And we actually got to try out Biblos downtown.
Biblos, very good.
We saw their new menu and got to try out the Restaurant Week menu, so stay tuned for that. That will be coming up in our next episode of Juice and Java. And coming up next, our own Caroline Strange is going to be talking to a freshman here on campus who models to pay for school.
Welcome back to Juice and Java. I'm joined now by Jordan Roney, who's a model with Wilhelmina, New York and Wilhelmina, Philadelphia. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, no problem. It's great to be here.
Can you talk a little bit about what it was like when you first became a model, how you kind of got that spot?
Well, it was pretty interesting. I was actually, it was brought to my attention. I didn't even really know much about modeling to begin with, and I was actually lifeguarding in Wildwood, and I was approached about it, and I gave it some thought, and then I signed my first contract with Wilhelmina, Philadelphia, which is an affiliate office with New York, and then a few months later I signed with New York, and that was like when it really started to build up. That.
And what's been one of your favorite things that you've done so far? You've had a couple of big gigs.
Yeah, I've had some really fun ones. I would say my 2 favorites were like New York Fashion Week. I just did, that was so much fun, exactly what I expected. And then there was Abercrombie in Hollister. Shooting with them was like, it was awesome. It was great.
And you were 17 magazine in their prom spread.
Oh yeah. I did that for actually Boscov's, which is a department store. I don't know if you've heard of it. They brought me in to do that. That was a lot of fun. That was like a really cool shoot. We had like a limo pulled up and everything. It was awesome.
And then you've had to take some time off of school, obviously. New York Fashion Week, you took a week off. How have your professors been with that? Are they understanding?
They've been really cool about it. I try to get everything in like ahead of time, like as much as I can. And luckily, none of my work this semester has fallen on any like exams or anything like that. So it's been pretty good.
And you've got midterms coming up. Are you doing anything exciting for spring break? Do you have any modeling gigs booked?
It kind of rolls in like last minute. So like they could just call me out of the blue and be like, all right, 2 days, you got to be here or wherever. Like, so I really don't know that far ahead of time what I'm going to be doing. But yeah, so far everything's good. So.
Well, that's good. What are anything else you do on campus? Does it get in the way if you're modeling, if you just leave to go somewhere?
I try to leave as much time open as possible. So like basically right now it's just like schoolwork and modeling and like trying to get to the gym, which is a big like important thing to maintain all of that. So it's just like school and modeling right now.
And do you have sort of a routine going to the gym? What do you do to stay in shape? And to get ready?
It's basically the show muscles. It's what it comes down to, like abs and stuff like that, because core is like a big thing, especially for male models.
And what's your signature look? What are you working to do? Because you said personality is really big in modeling.
Personality is huge. I try to model myself after some of the top guys like Sean O'Pry or David Gandy, some of the big ones, yep.
And what do you think you're going to do after school? Are you going to continue modeling?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm trying to take it like as long as I can, as far as I can.
And would you ever quit school to be modeling? Continue modeling?
Luckily, they haven't asked me to. My agency is really cool about it. They actually want me to go to school because I'm more like well-rounded, like good personality goes pretty far in the modeling world. So.
And you had signed with Wilhelmina, was it back in August, and now you're signing with New York. How long is your contract going to be with them?
I signed a 1-year contract to start with Philly, and then I signed a 3-year with New York, and that actually automatically renews. So, I mean, as long as I'm still booking jobs and making them money, then it'll continue.
Thanks so much for joining us, Jordan. And up next, we have Claire Moran went around to see what they're doing on campus for Winter Carnival.
These are all scenes from the Syracuse Winter Carnival this week, sponsored by the Traditions Commission. Kyle Putnam, a member of the Traditions Commission, said that they have been planning for the event for a long time.
So the Traditions Commission is basically a group. We organize all the traditional events on campus. So Orange Central, which is our homecoming, this, and National Orange Day. We kind of set up those events and kind of try to spread spirit around campus. Basically what we do throughout the year is focus on planning these 2 big weeks and that one day. So for the past couple months, basically since homecoming, we've been working on planning all these different events, creating all kinds of events for people to come out and have fun.
Members of the Traditions Commission set up tables on Monday and Tuesday and gave out hot chocolate, popcorn, and cookies. Students also had the opportunity to answer trivia questions and win Winter Carnival gloves. There were other events throughout the week.
People really love the free food. That's one of the things that we like to give out, especially the warm food, the hot chocolate, the chili on Thursday. They really like that, and it seems like a couple of the really popular events are the trivia night and Cozy Capella. People love coming out to trivia because not only is it really good food, but it's all kinds of, it's good competition, it's fun, and then Cozy Capella is fun because all the acapella groups come out, they perform in their pajamas. It's just a really cute atmosphere that people really like.
Putnam said that the week was planned to coincide with the second Duke game on Saturday. Claire Moran, Juice and Java News.
Welcome back to Juice and Java. I'm here with Dylan Dasco, who is the president of the Syracuse University ski team, and you're also the captain for the boys team.
Right.
So how does that work? Is there a captain for the girls team as well, and then?
Yep, Kelsey Dignas is our captain for the girls team, and she is kind of in charge of the in-season running with the girls, and works with me as well with picking the roster and everything like that as the season goes on.
And Kelsey is now with the girls team who went to nationals, which is really awesome, a really awesome feat. Have they gone to nationals before? Is this their first year?
Yes, they have. They actually made it last year as well, and then other years in the past as well. But they're looking really good this year, and so hopefully over the next few years they'll be making it.
Nice. So when did they leave?
They just left on Friday, actually. And the racing starts today, and it goes until the 7th of March.
And they went to Oregon? Is
yep,
that where
Mount Bachelor in Oregon.
So how many teams are involved? Is it a collegiate national competition? Or?
Yeah, there's teams from all over the country going. And so each conference gets to send a certain number of teams. Our conference in this upstate New York region gets to send 3 teams, but conferences from California and Colorado get to send a little bit more based off their conference size.
Right. Are you really proud of them? Are you happy?
Yeah, absolutely. It's so much fun, skiing with them, and then having them succeed so well is just, on top of that, makes it so much better.
And I'm sure you guys are here showing your support and rooting for them.
Always, yeah. Very much so.
So what are the next steps? So they're there competing now, and then how does the process go for, is it a week-long competition?
Yep. So there's both girls and guys at this national championship, and each skier does 2 events. We call it giant slalom and slalom. And so they alternate days. So one day the guys will run their giant slalom race, and then the next day the girls will do that. And so then they alternate those days for the rest of the week.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Yep.
So this is going to be a pretty strenuous week for them.
Yeah, but it's also a good time because they get to ski at Mount Bachelor in Oregon, and they get to all stay in a condo together.
Nice.
And they get to be with other teams, 2 other teams from our conference they know pretty well from interacting with them and racing against them all season and over the past few years as well for some of the older members.
So on the Syracuse campus, where do you guys typically practice, or is it here at Syracuse?
Well, in the fall we do dryland practices in the women's building, but then during the ski season we go to Toggenburg Mountain, which is about 25 minutes south of here in Fabius, New York.
And what do the practices kind of look like? I'm sure they're really hard and difficult and cold.
Definitely cold sometimes. Basically, we set up a small race course on the mountain. Our coaches will set the course for us, and then we slip it out and look at it and get a sense of where all the funny turns are and stuff like that. And then from there we practice running through it over and over again until everybody gets frostbite, and then we go ahead.
What are the differences between this course here and then the one that the girls will be facing in Oregon?
It's a lot longer in Oregon. Yeah. And the pitch is usually a lot steeper out there too.
Is it really?
So here we run about 30 seconds to a minute for some of our courses, but out there their courses will run from a minute to 2 minutes, and so it's a lot more strenuous, and they'll be exhausted by the end of it.
I'm sure these girls are really gung-ho. They've probably done it for a very long time. But for those who are interested in joining the ski club, can they do that here? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. Our club is open to all members of Syracuse University and ESF as well. Nice. And so, excuse me, you can just sign up with us in our fall info sessions, and that gets you a membership in the team. And then from there, the team gets broken down into our varsity and our JV team. And so the top 10 guys and the top 10 girls make up the varsity team. And those are the ones that travel and compete against other schools. But if you're not as a part of that top 20, you still get to come and race against each other at our home mountain every weekend and be completely a part of that JV squad.
You can still be a part of the team, kind of.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Dylan, for joining us. And coming up next, our Out and About reporter, Abby, is going to come in studio to talk about this new service, Crunch Button, which will allow you to get Chipotle on campus. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Juice and Java. We're here with our very own Out and About reporter, Abby Isaacs, who's going to tell us about Crunch Button. So what is this Crunch Button?
So it's actually a lot different than something like Grubhub you would think of as a delivery service. They're more of a third party, so they don't have an affiliation with any of the companies they work with. You place an order with them, and then they place another order with the actual companies, and then they go and pick it up and bring it to you. So it's like a way to get around companies that don't have an affiliation with a certain delivery company. Like Chipotle doesn't have an affiliation with any delivery service. So Crunch Button actually delivers from Chipotle, and they do that by doing this third party. So a lot of students have loved that they can now order Chipotle to their dorms or their apartments instead of walking down to Marshall Street because it's been so cold.
Right, and what other places aside from Chipotle then are now affiliated with Crunch Button?
So Strong Hearts, they deliver from Strong Hearts, McDonald's, Taco Bell, KFC. So a lot of places that you can't even find near campus, they deliver.
And then are they planning on just expanding even more or just trying to keep to just them since they just started?
So they had one of the most successful launches of any college campus. So they do want to expand. First, they have to get more drivers because they actually had to shut down this past week until after spring break because they didn't have enough drivers. The demand was too high for Crunch Button. So when they come back, they would like to get the manpower and then expand, hopefully soon to downtown, maybe get some of those restaurants that do takeout orders because a lot of students, don't have cars or can't get downtown, but they would love to have that delivery service that is the third party, kind of like a friend going to get you, Possibilities or Chipotle. That's how they look at it.
And this is found online, correct?
Yeah, so it's crunchbutton.com, and you actually have to type in the university or the zip code because they do have 30 other campuses that they work with. But then you can go through and see the different options, and it is a little more expensive because they do the third-party service, but in my opinion, it's worth it, especially you can't get to KFC, really from around here, so it's a great idea, I think, especially for college campuses. So
now we're going to take a closer look at what Crunch Button has to offer on campus. Let's check it out.
This has been one of the coldest winters in Syracuse's history, making a lot of students unwilling to walk all the way down to Marshall Street for food. But what about the restaurants that don't deliver, like Chipotle and Strong Hearts? Well, there's a new delivery service on campus to solve that issue. It's called Crunch Button.
It's kind of like where you order on like Grubhub, except they have their own independent drivers and they deliver a place that don't deliver. So
Atiba London is a junior at SU and a campus rep for Crunch Button.
The way I like to explain it is like calling up your friend and saying, hey, could you get me Chipotle, or could you get me Taco Bell, and that's basically what Crunch Button is.
In addition to Chipotle and Taco Bell, they deliver from KFC, Starbucks, McDonald's, Subway, Dinosaur Barbecue, Strong Hearts, and Funkin' Waffles.
Right now it's a tentative list, like it can expand as we need to.
Even though they are new to campus, they are already seeing trends in orders.
It'll be maybe like 18 orders a night and then 10 on Chipotle. And then McDonald's is another one, so it's like Chipotle, McDonald's, and then a little bit of Taco Bell.
The downside, it costs a little bit more to order.
It's a 20% markup on the site, and then there's a $3 delivery fee, so that usually goes towards the drivers because we're not providing them with vehicles, so like gas money, stuff like that, we're going to go to them.
Regardless of the price, a lot of people think it's worth it. Junior Stephanie Vendito loves the concept, especially because of the cold.
You could never get Chipotle delivered before, and no one wants to walk down in the cold to Marshall Street to go get it, or any like other fast food. You have to drive to Erie.
Because of the high demand, you will have to wait until after spring break to order with Crunch Button.
We're trying to focus more on customer service because we had one of the most successful launches that they've ever had. So they weren't really prepared for that. And since they are a tech startup, like everything's kind of new to them. So they're trying to make sure that everything's optimized so that we're not having people waiting an hour and a half for their food.
When it reopens, will you be using it?
Yes, I will totally use it all the time.
They are looking for more drivers, so if you're interested in applying or ordering, visit crunchbutton.com. Abby Isaacs, Citrus TV News.
Welcome back to Juice and Java. We had such a great show today. I was so excited to hear what people had to say and that I wasn't alone and that I try and stay inside when it's so cold outside and not really go out.
Why would you want to go outside when it's cold and windy and everything just cuts through your clothes?
You might as well hibernate. I feel like it's that time of the year.
As long as I have a nice tea and Netflix and my warm, cozy bed, I'm good.
And also our Out and About reporter, Ivy Isaacs, went to talk about like Crunch Button, which is this new service, I think similar to Grubhub, except they deliver Chipotle and McDonald's, which is awesome.
Good news
Can
for
you
me.
deliver McDonald's? I feel like it would go bad really soon. You know what I mean? If it takes a
McDonald's
long time to deliver it.
Especially the fries, yeah. I agree.
I'll stick with Chipotle.
Agreed.
And I talked to Jordan Roney, who's a model for Wilhelmina in New York, and that's how he's paying for school right now. He's done Hollister, Abercrombie & Fitch. He was in 17 magazine for their prom spread.
That's
he's
incredible.
Like getting his name out there.
Awesome. He's really talented. And then I talked to Laina Pisano, who's from Zip magazine, and we learned all about the new spring fashion, and hopefully it'll start warming up and we can actually wear all the great clothes and get out of all the bundled weather and get away from all the layers.
Yeah, tired of the layers. And also I talked to Dylan Dasco, who is the captain for the ski team here, and they went to nationals this past weekend. So that was really cool. I think it was the first time a Syracuse ski club team went to nationals, so very exciting for them.
It's good for them. It's a shame he couldn't go, though.
I know. And you can check us out on Facebook, find us on Twitter, we're on Pinterest and Instagram, so take a look.
Thanks for joining us, and if you want to find more of our Juice and Java episodes, check us out on YouTube. I'm Jackie Prager.
I'm Caroline Strange.
And I'm Marisa Palmer. Have a good day.